Hey Mark, how are you?
Hey John, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine, Mark. So Mark, thank you for joining in. We've set aside 30 minutes to an hour for this meeting, Mark. I know I've already shared the pointers in my email, but just to set a broader theme for this meeting, I want to just take this moment as a good preliminary to setting the actual agenda, Mark. And I know everyone loves the meeting that wraps up ahead of time, and I'm going to make sure to share everything what I want to in as much few words as possible, Mark. I'm going to launch in a moment, but would there be any specific points of interest that you wanted me to cover in this meeting? Because I clearly think those might be important, Mark.
Yeah, John, certainly, and I think I should have plenty of them, but I'll bring them up as this meeting progresses. Would that be okay?
Fair enough, Mark. All right, Mark. So to start with, I'll begin with a quick introduction to Genesis B2B Solutions. Gen B2B Solutions was founded back in 2020, right after the pandemic. So we launched ourselves in the market almost in the post-pandemic era when these big digital shifts were in play to adopt digital in reaction to the widespread shutdowns in the early stages of COVID-19. So I think in a big way we escaped the related negative business impact brought on by the COVID-19 with all the business lull around and the business, B2B marketing sales activity significantly dropping back then. I think our timing was just impeccable.
Wow, I'm sure you did that. You managed to escape a lot of things. Right.
Moving on, Mark, so we are a mid-sized organization with a team of around 150 plus employees headcount, and we operate with our team resources as a cohesive unit, and they are a great bunch of B2B inside sales resources who are armed with a wide range of business knowledge and are working with us right since we started our journey, Mark. So Mark, we identify ourselves as a key player in the B2B space, mainly specializing in B2B demand, lead, appointment generation for account-based marketing campaigns, white paper syndication, email marketing, and all of that. And we have other premium offerings in our services basket, starting right from demand generation to the full funnel lead journey. Mark, as of 2023, Gen B2B has worked with leading organizations and brands from across diverse industries, who are doing phenomenally well using our services for their demand, lead, appointment generation activities. And Mark, quality is our commitment, which we ensure we deliver always. So what we do is especially apply our fierce focus and judicious prospect targeting with a revenue-centric approach to make an impact in our engagement projects that we take up. And that's exactly the reason, Mark, we have an existing partnership with more than 150 plus satisfied clients in a very short span of time. And we've made them worry-free on their demand generation initiatives. So, Mark, we are in the very, very early days of our growth cycle, but we are justifiably, proud of our record of providing highly rated services, and I'm sure we'll be reaching many important milestones in our journey. As a progress. At the current stage of our progress, though, we now have another 12 big B2B outsource projects from our recent client acquisitions from the United States and the United Kingdom. And I think what we have really so far done staying in the market is being truly successful in establishing and forming mutually beneficial business relationships all the way in our journey. And that's what we are looking forward to, Mark. And we know although we may be a few more years away from being at the very top in the B2B space, but so far so good. And we are making strong progress in that direction, Mark. So Mark, I know you've been working with ABC Inc., overseeing the marketing function with close to 2 years now, and been a key part of building the business out there. So I wanted to actually dig out a little by asking you a couple of questions, Mark, and to just get you talking. I believe that they say star performers make the customers the star of their conversation, and they do by asking questions. So I think I have that opportunity here, and you have all my attention, Mark.
Sure, John. Go ahead, ask away then, and let me get talking.
Right, Mark. Thanks.
You're welcome, buddy.
Mark, to start with, how are you generating new leads, and how does your demand generation process look like at the moment? And you might want to share something, your typical challenges around demand generation activities. All questions really nested into one to know how's demand generation working at ABC.
So, thank you. So to answer your question, typically for us, we work and utilize all marketing channels available simply because we have to find more than one way of generating leads for the business, right? And more so to know the key performing differences, for example, between email marketing and telemarketing, and which of the ones would help in demand generation. And we sort of figure for ourselves which of these two communication channels would provide the most viable option for demand generation, at least from the outsourcing perspective. And even then, there are most things which are non-linear, in a sense that it might work sometimes and sometimes not so much due to many factors, among which I believe the quality of data is important. So in our previous campaigns, we've experienced registering a higher rate of return from email marketing than from telemarketing, and vice versa. And at times, even though we've had a higher click-through rates for an email campaign, it didn't move forward. So my thoughts are, although email marketing is a non-invasive way of reaching prospects in comparison to telemarketing channel, both do not guarantee the results on each and every campaign that we run. So what we do is from time to time switch from email marketing to telemarketing to other digital channels, because demand generation, as you know, is all about every touch point. So we focus our strategies evenly across all the available channels, email, phone, and social media. While individually they may not give you great results, but by combining them, you sort of can get a better outcome. That's how we have been essentially managing the process of demand generation at ABC. Thank you for answering that one, Mark. So is your demand generation managed in-house, or you have a vendor working for you? As a marketer, our priority has always remained focused on filling the marketing funnel at any given point of time with quality leads, and we keep building new and existing demand generation strategies. So part of the process is managed in-house, about 70%, and the remaining is outsourced to multiple vendors, and we choose these vendors purely on their result-driven performance for our campaigns. And sometimes when we experience the partnership working, we tend to sort of test these vendors for large-scale viability, cost, and potential payoff. And our demand generation process is then 50% to the go out to outsourcing, to the ones who we find are highly performing on our campaigns. So everyone wants more leads, and because businesses truly value teams that can bring in a steady stream of fresh qualified leads. So that's how we work, and it's really a combination of both in-house and outsourcing, John. Thank you for answering that one, Mark. So Mark, what's your experience like with your current vendor? To be honest, we have this vendor, and for the last few years, we saw an appreciable increase in their overall performance across our various campaigns they're handling, and their past successes particularly has been really impressive for us. But unfortunately, John, the same cannot be claimed while I speak with you. And that is due to the vendor's performance consistency over the past couple of months. We've been experiencing a significant drop across our campaigns, and now the state is such that they have been continually delivering a suboptimal performance, honestly. And I'm not very sure if that's due to their internal workload or something, but the reality is we need help for our important campaigns to run smooth. And I am beginning to form this impression that this particular vendor, has been there for years now, is only proving to be as good as yesterday. So, right, that's what the story about this vendor.
Right. Thanks, Mark. I'd like to get a deeper understanding still on specific challenges across, these campaigns that your vendor is handling, and what sort of pain points there are around them.
The first is it is straight away impacting the ROI because our vendor is missing out on the conversion opportunities for these crucial campaigns. And we are unable on delivering higher ROI on our available marketing budget. In addition, the vendor's inability to prove the ROI of individual campaigns is a challenge, especially when they are not resulting in sales. So we have no visibility on the revenue pipeline whatsoever for these outsourced campaigns from this vendor. Again, so justifying the ROI on marketing budget is among one of the top challenges that we are facing, and the pressure is that as budget gets tighter, our marketing team is being increasingly asked to quantify the impact in terms of dollars. So measuring the overall return on investment across activities, particularly for the outsourced campaigns, have become difficult. So in a way, we are unable to reap the full potential of our marketing investment and expected deliveries. And there are challenges on other fronts like coping up with the dynamics and marketing shifts, market shifts, and all too often from time to time the challenges have ranged from constantly evolving ourselves to align our marketing strategies as we need new ideas all the time, and which has involved us to deal with either completely abandoning overlapping strategies or sometimes just altogether shelving our marketing roadmap, to fit and work on a new strategy for our crucial campaigns. So all of this have certainly posed difficulties recently. Thanks for answering that one, Mark. I think what you just shared sounded too overwhelming, really. Yeah, it is. It gets really difficult sometimes. John, in fact, I think I want to shoot a quick question to you at this point.
Sure, Mark. Fire away your question, please.
So, John, people like us, marketers, in general, always are faced with a surge in their demands for, leads, and almost at the same time deal with the acute shortage of it. And our marketing department typically in that situation becomes a smattering of sales leads if opportunities do not progress, like you're missing out on the conversion opportunities, say for our crucial campaigns, like you're missing out on the conversion, which is the case really, right? So how do you deal with that situation? When things get clogged up really is what I'm trying to understand from you, and I'm trying to understand how do you guys work around the strategies when pipelines are thinner, conversion is decreasing, and when we are missing out on the conversion opportunities? What do you do at your end to ensure that our sales funnel is sufficiently filled up at any given point in time, and the quality leads, filled with quality leads? So how do you, keep things stabilized for us to maintain the book-to-bill ratio in our business? Yes.
Thank you, Mark. I'm glad that you finally shot one at me. So let me answer that. Lead generation, Mark, is typically the very first stage of the sales pipeline and includes activities like cold calling and emailing, LinkedIn messaging, so identifying, contacting, and informing potential leads about your solution is a logical jumping off point. However, firstly, typically in our engagement, sales processes, building the pipeline, strategies and techniques, all too, are distinct from our competitors. We don't simply want to just follow along with our competitors' strategies just because there's a lot of commonalities within the framework. But if we do stuff like everybody else does, we are not doing anything different to get the best results, right, Mark? We take a bigger picture approach to drive mutual success for you, for your business and other channel partners. So we spend considerable time in understanding the requirements, impacts, and everything around planning the launch of your campaign to start with. So to stand out from our competitors and make the sales, we need a considered approach that's proven to deliver success, right? And my thoughts, honestly, Mark, are most other B2B providers miss this crucial part and just generally follow these common strategies, and they don't think beyond just starting off on your campaigns. But in our approach, what we do is first set a baseline for a specific area of improvement. We use machine learning to apply all the predicting trends, to do it with the emerging data, and that is we keep pumping fresh online data to doubly ensure that it's in line with the dynamic shifts in the light of the user preference, and then we can find the sweet spot in example of an email marketing campaign rather than simply conducting the normal A/B tests. I'm talking in the context, if we are dealing with an email marketing campaigns. So we go that extra step to enhance A/B testing beyond manual experimentation. That's one. And we put a lot of time understanding the nature of your problems and an ability to reframe these problems to the solution. And for nailing your tele-sales strategy, and delivering value revenue for your organization, our approach to telemarketing before we embark on a new campaign, we follow a thorough practice and process of data cleansing, data enrichment, pre-test them ahead of going live, and that campaign, that's again an extra step we take so that we do not waste time of our resources in vain. And then we put a lot of efforts in preparation to come up with an incisive script that carries your key marketing message without being overbearing and come across over scripted. So, and we heavily leverage the intent data too, and do several rounds of mapping and figuring out what will best work in the interest of your campaign. And we keep monitoring and assessing the campaign performance. So throughout the time that we are working on your campaigns, we just simply ensure that we do not choose the wrong approach, and that may lead to unfavorable results. And it's that simple, Mark. So other B2B service providers don't probably adequately analyze when they start on with their campaigns, B2B campaign assignments. So most B2B companies that I have come across either ignore some components of what I call the complete strategy landscape, or don't recognize the interdependencies among them. But when we get a business opportunity, at Gen B2B, we make a conscious choice and really look at building the foundation for a long-term success from that point on, Mark. So we deeply involve ourselves in making carefully coordinated choices about the opportunities that we want to pursue and come up with something highest potential to create value in our B2B engagement. So Mark, that's the level of planning we have managed to circle around our competition. It's nothing in there which is extremely intricate. In fact, it's very simple, really, or to put it differently, so I would say that you can perceive it this way, that our success is more, specifically attributed to the failure of our competition to apply a more comprehensive approach to their B2B engagements. And, if you just analyze that, the other players are only operating in a very restricted circle of their own potential, really. So, Mark, I want to broadly talk about Genesis B2B solution now.
Hey, John, go ahead, John. It's really interesting. I'm amazed that you guys put in so much of thinking and planning, really. Go ahead, continue. I want to hear a lot about, what's going to, be, what do you apply more, I want to hear a lot more coming from you about it, John.
Thank you, Mark. I'm really feeling flattered.
Really? Then go ahead.
Right, Mark. Thank you. So, Mark, we know that there is a huge list of the players in the B2B space, B2B service providers, but in our engagements, we set out with a shared goal towards working hand in hand with our client's marketing department and really strive to get closer to your goal along the engagement journey. So we specialize in demand generation and maintaining sales velocity across your sales funnel, because these are the focused big levers across your business campaigns that you'll want to forever keep pulling. And that's where we actually shine in a very unique way to penetrate into the significant market noise and position you truly ahead of your competitors in terms of your market outreach, market share, growth rate, and profitability. And we essentially do this with the help of our expert teams, who continually track the performance against your competition and competitors over time, and evaluate our own strategies on the basis of the results to realign them for a best fit for you. And we follow a very simple process to glean insights from our platform to generate forward highly qualified and predictable leads from our high quality accounts from potential customers into the funnel to hand off to the marketing department for validation. And you are able to see a snapshot of the predictable pipeline generation across your outsourced campaigns. So this helps you for tracking the impact of our actions all the way to the revenue. And all of this is to say that you get a holistic view at how we as a vendor are actually doing what we are expected to. And Mark, in all of our previous business engagements, our practice has remained consistent, and we have managed the flawless execution right from the scoping, ideation to collaboration and the final delivery with a shared strategy of getting the work accomplished by achieving it in a predictable and streamlined way. So Mark, in terms of transparency, we can obviate challenges and also provide you with clear indicators that the ROI is actually coming down your revenue pipe to hit your forecasted ROI numbers. With us, you are able to measure the overall return on investment across the demand generation activities. So Mark, we provide a complete visibility into the whole process that a client has outsourced to us.
I think what you just shared should be sufficient for at least all the assurance to a prospective marketer like me, that he might really. Honestly, I'm quite impressed, John. So really, it was interesting to learn all of it that you shared.
Thank you, Mark. So, Mark, I actually want to get you talking again. I wanted to know if you have worked on and outsourced ABM campaigns.
Yeah, John. Many a times, and that's where we have our major challenge too. Like we explore all demand generation channels, we also heavily rely on digital means for our various ABM programs. So ABM ABM programs, crucial ABM programs that ABC Inc. is very much. That's the area that we have our major campaigns, B2B campaigns, demand gen that we have outsourced. So ABM is very much on my radar.
Right. That's in fact, what I was just wondering, because earlier you mentioned that you keep switching from different, channels, telemarketing, email, digital. So that's good to hear, because you'd like to switch, again, on some of your lead generation channels to see if telemarketing would work, given the shifts in advertising strategies with cookie depreciation, coming soon, and also 40% of the browsers today that don't get signals. So I feel data will be won't be the most important and reliable assets available, to marketers anytime soon for their ABM programs to have at least repeated success, because the end of the third-party cookie has posed a significant hurdle, and collecting the right signals isn't going to be easy. And what we are doing, Mark, is working around to see whether telemarketing would be a viable option, and whether we can effectively use it for our clients to procure qualified leads. And what we are doing is working around to see whether telemarketing would work effectively for our clients to help them to also prepare for any shifts in the market that could lead to the need for a new approach to qualifying leads and attracting their target audience. Right. So, Mark, I wanted to know what your thought is about it.
You are right, John. As long as we are able to deliver results, we are open to switching back to telemarketing to reduce the impact that cookie depreciation will bring about. We would again test how it drives our demand generation activities forward to raking up sales, because we can't rely exclusively on metrics like website traffics or likes and shares on content. So yes, it is posing a challenge in terms of inability, to utilize the intent data effectively. Right, Mark. So, Mark, by what we've so far exchanged, I think I'm clear on what you are hoping to accomplish, and more importantly, how we as a service providers can adapt to your current needs. And I think not only this meeting sets the ground for exploring our services, but it also makes for the baseline for having another round of meeting, and my marketing director to explore how we fit in to move the needle in your business. I think your next step, you might want to consider a short-term pilot for trying out our services, implementing them, on a small scale to see how they perform for your business. And if the pilot shapes out well, we probably can, think of starting off a mutually beneficial relationship, right? What are your thoughts about it, Mark? Yeah, I think it's imperative, and I think I'm quite interested. Imperative is because we have the challenge going for us, and at this point we are pretty much open to running very small experiments and use the findings to determine potential payoff. How we can go about the course of correction for obviating the bottlenecks, inefficiencies, and other pressing issues that we are facing currently. I think we would definitely want to explore it further.
Perfect. So, Mark, we would definitely want you to, move a proposal soon for a short-term pilot, but we can together develop a scope of work for this engagement, and you can make the necessary assessments, run your evaluations to determine potential outcomes about our B2B business services, and take things ahead from there. So to start off, in the meantime, I'll get some of the other folks in the loop as well for me to bring them into this discussion before we have another round of meeting to sort of lay out a process for us to work out the modalities in order to drive this further. So I think, Mark, I have a wide open schedule next Wednesday, second half. Sounds good?
Yeah, sure, John. I think I would have some time.
Perfect, Mark. What times suits you? If you could check your calendar, please.
I think 10 o'clock is 2 p.m. Post lunch is fine with us.
Right. So, yeah. Sorry, Mark, I just lost you momentarily. You said 2 p.m., right? Next Wednesday, lunch, post-lunch sometime. Eastern works fine with you, right?
Yes, John, that is right.
Perfect. I think we have pretty much covered all the points, Mark. So, what I'm going to do is send across the calendar for next Wednesday, right? Yeah, but before we get off this call, do you have anything still to share, Mark? Just to make sure we've covered everything and you don't have any queries.
Well, I think the best way forward, John, is to address the issues that we have is by starting out with a modest B2B lead generation pilot project with you guys soon.
Thank you very much, Mark, and we too eagerly look forward to forming a partnership with you soon. And perfect. I think we are almost also getting closer to the scheduled end time, and it was really a very interesting session. I hope it was for you too, and I think we were able to cover a broad range of things, points, important points, for you, and thank you very much, Mark, for taking out the time for accommodating this meeting. Really appreciate it. So, Mark, let's connect on Wednesday and continue our talks around how we can, work out this engagement. Thank you once again, Mark, for giving us your time today, and you have a very good day, rest of your day, and bye now. Speak to you on Wednesday.
Bye, John. Thank you very much for taking your time to out for this meeting. And I'll speak to you on Wednesday. Let's catch up then. Thank you very much. Bye now.
Bye, Mark.